All right, for the families of the 5 American heroes killed in the line of duty this weekend, the tragedy is about to cut even deeper. The Department of Defense now claiming it does not currently have the authority to pay death gratuities and other key benefits for the survivors of service members killed in action due to the government shutdown. That means families of our fallen soldiers will not see their loved ones' caskets returned from war, and they will not see any money to help with funeral expenses that already should be afforded to them. Fox News legal analyst Peter Johnson Jr. joins us now. This was everybody was talking about this on the floor of the House and Senate yesterday. What's the reality? Is there money there?
Of course there's money there, and Ollie North pointed out that with an executive order of the president, it could be solved right now.
2 seconds.
He could go to the desk now and sign it. That statement by the Department of Defense is one of the coldest, most cynical, most jaded, most political statements I've ever seen in my life. And when we see these images of caskets being carried by brave other young Marines, we say to ourselves in this country, what are our priorities? There's a $100,000 so-called death gratuity. It was established initially in 1908. It was increased after 9/11, when so many people who lost their lives in 9/11 received much larger settlements from the government. And we said as a nation, we need to do better for the people who served for us in the military and die. Now we're saying to those people, we can't get you to Dover Air Force Base. We can't front you funeral expenses. We can't get you the money that you need to bring family members to a location to grieve. And we say that your service is not as important as other things, including providing security for an immigration demonstration on the mall in which congressmen throw themselves into cameras so they can get arrested. That's not important. You're not important. Your lives are unimportant. We'll pay you when we get a chance. In some ways, it's a death knell of what the greatest generation stands for in this country. And in some ways, it really says, in closing a government down, we're telling what our true priorities are. And it's certainly not the lives of our troops in this country.
Because money's been there for the Pentagon to put where it belongs and to get through. And by the way, by the power of Chuck Hagel, as Secretary of Defense, he called back civilian workers. So there's things that can be done.
Chuck Hagel should hang his head in shame today. There has to be a face to the act. There has to be a person attached to something that is so villainous, so cruel, so despicable, so strange and alien to our culture as Americans, our identity as Americans, identity as humans, to say, we're not going to help you, and we're going to call on people like the Fisher Foundation and Ollie North's Foundation and Sean Hannity and people like that to step into the breach. It's not American. I don't know how I can communicate it in a way that explains the full depth of all Americans' emotions.
And we know that Chuck Hagel served the country valiantly. You would think that he'd be the first one to step in and make sure this didn't happen.
He has. The president can solve it today. Sign an executive order. Restore this money.
Ken Fisher will be here at the bottom of the hour, talk about what these families really need.
He's a hero.
Why they're stepping forward.
He's a hero, but he shouldn't have to be a hero.
Right. All right. Thanks so much, Peter. 10 minutes.